This video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Check out the link below for 83% off and 3 extra months using code ROUGE. In the Arctic Race of Norway Stage 2, there was a nasty crash. Could have been worse, but, well, I guess Spragley, it was pretty bad. It was as worse as it could get. He gets hit where he didn't want to get hit, but I think he was able to shake it off. And again, I completely misread the stage profile. I looked at this, I saw 1,600 meters, 8.8%, 13Ks from the finish, and I thought, X, Intermarché, DSM, even for Lexington, maybe, they're going to launch it. Other teams are going to want to drop Dylan Groenewegen. He's out and out the fastest sprinter here. Arcea Samsic for Capio, who gets over these climbs well. Bassett was in the breakaway again with Polka on Balwaza, and Bassett was able to keep the KOM jersey after today's stage, but Polka, I think, is only 2 points behind him. Bike Exchange were controlling. They were like, this is one for Groenewegen. They got a mixed team. They got Schultz for GC and Colioni for GC for the points there. The weather didn't look quite as bad. There were some boats out on the water, but here we get to that climb, and I thought it's going to kick off. There's going to be attacks, sort of Remy Cavagna attacks late in the stage, and there kind of wasn't. Intermarché launch Bistrom, or Bistrom launches himself. Instead of steady, hard pacing, Israel didn't really pace hard for, I guess, Simon Clark or other riders to attack Neylands. And Bistrom was just going for bonus seconds because Lafay put the brakes on. Zingle takes, I think, 2 seconds. Neylands then counterattacks after the climb, I think after Simon Clark had been pacing, and Clark lost 2 minutes on GC, but no one really used the climb to full advantage. So Arcane are going into a sprint with Dylan Groenewegen, and then there's not these rolly climbs like yesterday or finish uphill. And here we see Groenewegen's in this big group, and the road narrows a bit here. We avoid danger. He's able to slide in just behind, I think, Michels on Intermarché, but then clips Spragley. So Spragley butt shoulders with Zingle, who had to move over to the left to avoid the Balwaza guys. That ripple effect left means Groenewegen moving up the inside crashes Spragley. Groenewegen was in bad position at that point, and Spragley's not happy. I mean, luckily, the Euskaltel riders and Spragley seemed okay at that point. They didn't hit the head on anything from what I could see. Again, curious lead out from Intermarché. Well, not curious. They got Michels, young Estonian, big talent. You see him moving up the right-hand side, and it's the same story as yesterday. It's like, you're drilling it. You look great. You've got Petit there. You've got Poulter, I think. But Michels is in the gutter trying to move up himself. So you're not really helping him. And in fact, Michels, he loses a chance of a good result right here. He's not peak Jasper Philipsen at least yet. And doing a huge effort like that to move on to Petit's wheel with 750 to go, and then gives poor Manzan the big shoulder almost for no reason. Manzan was right there, and already Michels is fighting, and Manzan's leading up Bosenhagen. You see Groenewegen, I think, is on Sistria's wheel, the young Russian sprinter on Astana, who had a good result yesterday. Capio's the Arcea rider on the right-hand side. Groenewegen doesn't really have a big lead out, and so it's Intermarché again. But yeah, the question is, how much did Michels spend moving up onto Petit's wheel? And they're going too early anyway. It's Bosenhagen who's actually in a nice position, and Capio, apparently there's a bit of a headwind sprint. Groenewegen's on Capio's wheel at this point, and if he gets clean air and not boxed in, he's going to win this sprint, even if he goes early, which he kind of does. Like, this is 300 to go, 300 plus. Groenewegen's already eating wind to some degree. He hasn't had a comfy sit in the last 2 kilometers, opens up so early. Like, I think this is a full 20-second sprint for Groenewegen, moves over, shuts Capio off, but Capio is kind of going backwards anyway and probably benefits from Groenewegen's draft in the last 100. And it's Bosenhagen who slides up the inside and finishes late, I think. Well, it looked like, did they beat him on the line or throw? Did he celebrate too early? No. He won easily, Groenewegen. Gets the 20 UCI points, looking in good shape, climbing pretty well. I mean, this is what they were trying to do all through the Dauphiné and then maybe Slovenia, I can't remember. But Bike Exchange, they got Groenewegen in tip-top shape. So he's looking good for those host of one-day classics he should be doing after this Arctic Race of Norway. He wins ahead of Capio, Bosenhagen. Blake Quick, he's going to Bike Exchange next year. He's still on Trinity now. Mark him down in your notebook. Malucelli 5th and Dauphin Neylands Gibson, Urianstad Sirietsa. So Groenewegen doing the business as expected from someone who won a Tour de France sprint in the Grand Départ. Zingle keeps the leader's jersey 5 seconds ahead of Bergado, 7 ahead of Capio, Sirietsa 4th, Bosenhagen 5th. Tomorrow's a big GC day, 5.5 Ks, 5% uphill finish. It's not a mountaintop finish, kind of a puncher style one. Quinton Hermans, can he get over it? Simon Clark, Neylands, Nick Schultz as well. Can't wait to watch it. I'll see you with a recap of that tomorrow. Ciao.